Hello and welcome to the And Just Like That Aftershow here on JLJ Media. I'm James Lott Jr. This is not a regular episode, a recap reaction. We were meant to do one this week for episode 9, but I had emergency and I had to pop out and not be able to do it. So next week, Emily May Heller and I will do episode 9 and the finale. We're gonna do it all. It'll be all one show. We'll do that. But I want to come on and tell you that and say we're sorry, couldn't do episode. But also, comment myself, just a couple of reactions to a couple of the criticisms that I'm seeing out there. So I've been reading all of you out there's comments and concerns, or I mean, listen to a couple other podcasts. To me, there's no competition. Everybody has their views on the show. There's enough room for everybody. So I went and made sure I was listening to some podcasts. I'm hearing the criticisms, and some of them are super valid, and I get it. Some of them I get where they come from. Some I'm not agree with completely, but I get some of the ones, and so I'm gonna address at least 2 of them for sure. And another one that I had, kind of, people were laughing at when I said this the other day. Carrie's always been a bad friend to me. Carrie has not been the best friend. I always thought Samantha was the best friend, non-judgmental, always there. And Miranda was a good friend too. She always had opinions though, but she was a good friend. She would be there for you if you needed it. Carrie is always a little self-absorbed to me. And I didn't realize that until years later after watching the show and rerun. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, Carrie is a little self-absorbed. And someone's calling her that again this season with the, well, spoiler alert if you haven't watched this week's episode, with her and Steve in the ring and everything. But to me, it's consistent. The way it's happened, things are happening now is consistent to how she was back then, so it's all consistent. I know people were upset that she should have went on that to just have the dinner with the guy because they had so much in common, but she was just like, I can't do it, and it's like, she showed up in person, not on text, left him hanging. People are mad about that too. We took a cab and everything, all the way there, just basically say no. But to me, it fits Carrie's character. To me, they're writing Carrie consistently. That's how Carrie was. So there you have it. 2 other points we were talking about were, one is Steve. I see justice for Steve. I thought that conversation between, I said it on my show, between Steve and Miranda was one of the most realistic conversations of a long-time couple who are basically drifting, who are either drifting apart or one is another drifting apart. It was very hard to watch, but I thought it was very realistic. Now, I did say in the beginning, because of the actress, and who's also a producer of the show, he's a producer of the show, has moved on to a relationship with a woman in real life, do we need to have that reflective on the show? It does happen later in life. I guess you switch over to another team, so to speak, or you have tendencies that I actually remember on the original show where she kissed a woman when you were faking her in a relationship. There was nothing there apparently. So that also now there's something there, but anyway. But I think it's realistic. Couples, long-term, if you're in a long-term relationship and you've had some issues, you know this. It goes through periods where one person comfortably is feeling fine the way things are, and the other person wants more. And to not have sex for years, there's ups and downs in that. We all know that, but it's not good. Because again, like she said, we're only 55, and I'm in my 50s. So I'm like, I understand that. We're not dead yet. I have friends and people who are in situations where they're kind of acting like they're older than they are. So I thought it was a realistic situation. And actually, I don't mind this part of the storyline. Now, this relates to the next thing, and that is Che Diaz and that character. I'm seeing lots of hate for that character. Now, I like I see it's so hard for me because I like Sarah Ramirez. I like her portrayal. I like that she's a character we've never seen before on television, really. It's a very uniquely written, uniquely acted out character that is reflective of how things are evolving. People are evolving too, and I think we're supposed to be outraged that literally they're having an affair. and Miranda and Che were having it. Well, they had several encounters first, and then they had apparently a 3-week sex fest while she's married to Steve. I think we're supposed to be outraged that it's messy. It's supposed to be messy. Sex City does messy. They always do messy. That's what they do. That's what they do. That it's supposed to be that way. So we're supposed to be angry about that. And that Miranda is trying to find herself, and she's making decisions that may not be the best. She's being sloppy and messy and all over the place. And to me, that's real. That's realistic. That's people. People are messy. People are sloppy. You're supposed to be upset that Steve is getting short end of the stick. I think. But I mean, I like her character, and people make fun of it. And I've heard people say this whole the whole woke media thing, whatever. I just think it's real life. It's in big cities. There's people of all genders and all orientations and all identifications. And New York is one of those major cities. Yes, this season's been a little heavy-handed in that, but I like the characters they've added. I like the Black characters, and I like Seema, and I like all the characters. It does feel more. I'm from New York. It feels reflective of New York. It really does. To me, New York is a very brown city, and I'm glad I feel like they're doing it. I mean, and all the characters, I actually like them. But back to Che, I think Che's character makes a lot of people uncomfortable because it's, again, something we've never seen before. We're faced to look at something in our face and go, okay, can we accept this person for who they are? Because Che is unapologetically themselves. Excuse me, you almost got the pronoun wrong. Themselves. Right now, there's a pronoun war out there. People are not happy with pronoun changes and what that means. And I think Che is a representation of putting it right in front of us, the changing of what's happening with these next generations. I'm a little older. I don't understand all of it either. I'm trying to learn it myself. And with Che identification plus Rock, which is now Charlotte's son, I guess it's a trans child. I guess they've been trying to lead into that. I know for some it's a little too much. I know it's a little too much, but for me, I just think it's time. That's what Sex and the City always did. Sex and the City always pushed the envelopes. It's always have. And so I think with this, it's Miranda's acting like a schoolgirl because she's in a sex haze. And of course she'll say, I love you. I mean, to me, it's like, that's real life. I had friends who've done that. I've done that in my past. So I think we're supposed to be upset and angry and looking at her going, what are you doing? And yes, Steve's a nice guy. That's the whole point, right? But is that enough? And that, to me, that's realistic. To me, I see this that's realistic. But I think Che is a very interesting character for people to see on TV because we just never seen before. And I think a lot of people are just like, they're just not responding to it. But I like the character, and I think they are very interesting. I'm very curious to see what happens in the season finale, what this means with all of this, and there's season 2. So I just want to give my little opinion. This is just my little opinion. So please, please tell me what you think. If you like, this is outrageous, it's crazy, this is too much. Tell me. You love it too? Tell me. Comment below. I'm happy to hear everything. It's a comment free zone, or not comment free. You can comment however you want. I don't censor comments or like that. I don't get personally offended by anything. But I do want to hear what you think. So we'll be here next Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time doing the actual recap reaction to episodes 9 and the finale. Me and Emily May Heller. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. everywhere. And just like that, we're done.